100 times?
More.
200 times?
More.
500 times?
Probably.
What's going on, guys? It's K-Dub here with another episode of Crypto Zombie. So today is Saturday. Hope you're having an awesome weekend so far. If we have a look at what's going on in the markets, it's really boring right now. Not too much, with the exception of a few coins that are kind of pumping. Really not much happening. And it's on these really boring days that I start to wonder if there's a big move coming in, because whenever it gets too quiet, I swear, something crazy always happens. So if we have a look at what's going on right here, you see Bitcoin dominance pulled down about 0.1%, not really much. And yeah, you're seeing a lot of the coins just basically being dragged down because of being connected to Bitcoin. If you switch it to the Bitcoin comparative, you do notice that some coins are in the green today, but very mild gains. Like I said, it's extremely boring what's going on right now. Having a look at the biggest gainers so far, we have Raven Coin up 22%, Basic Attention up 10, Quant Network 10, Cash as well. Now Cash, they're doing a little bit of a rebrand, right? We also have Holo, Aurora, Binance, Power Ledger, and Ravane all up as well. Now, as far as Basic Attention token, it's been having a pretty good run recently. Obviously, it was sort of coupled with the engine news, right? And all that stuff. But if we have a look, there also was this article that came out from Verizon that was called Blockchain May Be Great News for the News Business. Now, I don't know if this has anything to do with why it's pumping, but if we come down here, basically this whole section right here is all about Brave browser and Basic Attention token. I kind of highlighted. You can see Brave browser, Brave software, Brave's Basic Attention token, Brave. So this is they were talking about it. So maybe that could have also got people excited. Maybe not, but hey, just figured I'd point it out. Now, also having a look at what is happening in the charts right now. Not really that interesting. Clearly, we've just been sort of staying above this line right here. We had a few wicks, instantly got pulled back up, but as you can see, the volume is actually quite low right now. So usually when we get this lower volume, it sort of like coils itself and it wants to make a big move. The question is it going to go up or is it going to go down? Well, if we zoom out, we've obviously been stuck in this channel for quite some time, so I wouldn't expect us to break out of it. However, if we do go to the upside and break out above this 4,142, we could have something like this where we wick even higher, but there's also that potential that we're going to come down here to this yellow line around the $3,550 mark. So just keep your eyes on that. But if you're interested into like more of a perspective about sort of the short term and the long term, we had a conversation yesterday. It was like a roundtable conversation with Da Vinci, MM Crypto, and FUD TV. If you guys haven't had a chance to check it out, it was actually a pretty cool interview. Not an interview, just a discussion. And yeah, I definitely enjoyed it. So you guys should definitely check that out. But the one thing I do want to point out is that we officially ended with a green candle for February. So this is good because we had 6 straight months of, red candles, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, which is the longest apparently monthly streak we ever had for red candles. So that's a good thing to note moving forward. So the candles are lit. Bitcoin calls for bull run. Well, maybe not so immediately, but it is good news. And we can celebrate, but we also still have to be careful moving forward. Obviously, we were celebrating when we hit this wedge and we thought to ourselves, well, that's it, fellas. We're out of it, right? When we were at that 6K support line. And, yeah, I realize I'm using Bitfinex, but just the chart is still the same. And, yeah, we didn't break to the upside. We definitely broke to the lower side. So now we're obviously in this wedge. So the question is, once we get to the end, are we going to go even lower, or are there sunny skies ahead? Well, even if you zoom out to the logarithmic, you can see we have 2 points here, which technically creates a trend line, but it's not exactly validated yet, right? So it's interesting to see what this is going to do when we eventually come to that point. If we break out of it, I would be a lot more positive, but until then, I would still be very wary of more downwards price action. So that's just my opinion, but hey, take everything with a grain of salt, right? Now, also talking about Magic Poop Cannon, I know, right? Sometimes it can be difficult to take these names seriously, but actually, this guy in particular has actually predicted some things pretty well. He is a professional trader, and he did predict back in May that that Bitcoin was going to be falling under 6,000, and clearly it did. He also mentioned that Bitcoin has already bottomed, right? So we'll have to see about that. We don't know. But anyway, long story short, he said, for my long-term view, I see Bitcoin going to at least $100,000 within 4 years. I think it could even reach 150,000 in that time. Eventually, I believe it could surpass 1 million. Where do you see Bitcoin going in the long term? And 42% actually said, millions, 30%, 20,000 to 100,000, 13% said 3,000 to 20,000, and 15% are very, very negative and think that we're probably going down to zero. And, coming down here, some people were a little skeptical about it. And he says, actually, 10 months ago, I projected that Bitcoin would fall to 3,000. My long-time followers know that. So Bitcoin is right on track with where it's supposed to be. So, that was something positive that came out as well. Now, if you want to look on the negative side of it, I do tend to follow these guys that are a lot better traders, clearly, and they've been doing it more professionally than I have. I just, I'm not a professional trader. And, Maine says, not trying to be a perma bear, but if we have another bull run, buying in portions this year might be the smartest decision you ever make. Don't blow your load all at once. If you buy one Bitcoin at 3,500, although I don't know how many of us are just buying one Bitcoin at a pop, but maybe some of you are fortunate enough. And then you buy one at 1,500, which turns out to, let's say, be the bottom, right? Let's say this hyperwave theory turns out to be true and we go all the way down, right? Well, your average would be $2,500, which in the grand scheme of things is still a great average price to accumulate a Bitcoin, right? So you always have to look at it from that perspective as well. Now, another pretty popular thing that's been going around is this that came out from Dyer. So it says that contrasting the state of the network with 2015, the time of the previous bear cycle after price highs in December 2013, Dyer noted twice as many addresses held amounts of Bitcoin between 4,000 and 40,000, right? They say addresses holding anywhere between 1 and 10 Bitcoin now represents nearly 10% of the circulating supply. So they say despite the bubble burst, Bitcoin holdings in these addresses increased by 5% since Bitcoin's peak. Since January 2017 to date, the most popular band of addresses holding have seen an increase of 38% with an average of 35% increase year on year since 2015. Also pointing out, you have Delphi co-founder said that more reasons for Bitcoin holders to be cheerful. Just 3% of Bitcoin addresses hold more than a whole Bitcoin. So this is really good news. Obviously, we don't know if these are the same people, right? It could just be the same person that has split it off. We see them doing this very frequently, but it's still kind of good news. You can take that as something very positive moving forward, right? Now, getting back to this thing right here, did you guys see this? I know I'm a little late on this. I didn't put out the news video yesterday. So apparently you have Alex Jones saying that he was paid by two different people a long time ago. George Soros and Alexander Soros said, stop attacking him and we want you to pump Bitcoin. So they said that they offered him payment in Bitcoin. It was around $38 million at the all-time high. He said he got offered it $5 million, and then it was $38 million at the high. He refused it, but he does say he believes in cryptocurrencies. He believes in the future. He says we have a private Federal Reserve that's all in fiat. I'm not judging anybody. I'm just saying be careful. So this is Alex Jones. Regardless of what you guys think of him, was he paid to pump Bitcoin? I don't know. Crazy, crazy stuff right here. Take that as you will.
I'm going to be honest with you. I'm kind of retarded.
But the one thing that a lot of people were asking about yesterday was Facebook coin and what people think about it. Well, this article is hilarious. It says Facebook is to crypto what rat turds are to breakfast cereal. And this is from Crypto Briefing. So if you want my personal opinion on it, is it going to be positive for the space? I think that it will create interest. I think that it will create almost that validation, the JP Morgan coin at least showing that having digital assets, utilizing blockchain, even if it's just for a stable token, could be positive for the space, could have people get more interested. Although realistically speaking, do you really trust Facebook? We already know what they do with your data. You start sending around this Facebook coin thing, they're probably just going to use that for data as well, figure out what you're using it for, who you're giving it to, right? So I don't really know if I want to get involved in that kind of thing. Do I think it's going to be a threat to things like Bitcoin and Litecoin or Monero or Nano or Digibyte or stuff like that? No, not really personally. I think that people who use that for the reasons that they use it are going to continue to use it for those reasons. Maybe if you had to have some kind of an argument, you could say it might affect stable coins. Some people may not use for example, like Tether or a different type of stable coin because now they use Facebook coin and maybe they trust Facebook because Facebook, they're going to be able to provide how much money they have in reserves and they're going to be doing more transparent audits or something like that, right? So that's a possibility, but I think the key takeaway really is at the bottom of this article right here. It says, if we think for a single moment that the cause of decentralization is advanced by Facebook's implementation of a cryptocurrency, we need to think again. Decentralization is the process by which authority is removed and reallocated. It must be expected that centralized organizations will resist this movement. But if you guys do get a chance, read this article. I do like I like the way it was written. So also, there was some news that came out from the SEC over in Thailand. So basically, they said that they've updated their list of cryptocurrencies eligible for ICO investment or value comparison, etc. You could read this, but as you can see, the most exciting thing that people are talking about is that now we have XRP and also Stellar XLM. So you could take that as some good news, I suppose, right? I mean, hey, why not? Also, speaking of XRP, they did move 1 billion XRP out of the escrow. They do this quite frequently. Obviously, this is at the start of the month, and then they usually end up putting a few back at the end, right? And these are all done for the over-the-counter deals that they do. But the interesting thing was they have this right here. And the memo was the revolution will be televised, as opposed to, you know, the traditional, the revolution will not be televised. So these little memos, they're just having fun. They probably don't mean anything, but every time they make one of these, people point it out, and it always becomes, you know, a little something to kind of talk about, right? So you also have this article about a couple. They were early Bitcoin investors, and the one guy's a self-confessed libertarian, and he's built the first seastead with his Bitcoin profits. So if you don't know what a seastead is, it's basically a floating home that's designed to stay in international waters, allowing, you know, you to live outside of the laws of your nation, right? So Chad and Nadia have built the first seastead with help from Ocean Builders, a startup dedicated to helping individuals move their lives to the ocean. So that's pretty cool. You guys could check out that article if you want. We also have this coming out from Chris Berninski, a partner at Placeholder, which is a thesis-driven venture capital firm that's focused on investing in decentralized information networks, right? He argued that business leaders have increasingly begun turning to relative equity capitalized, cash flowing, extracting markets. Now, why am I bringing this up? Well, we were seeing a little bit of a shift, right? People were saying, I don't want to get involved in these tokens anymore. I'm going to start moving to equity. But he actually thinks that tokens are being overlooked, and he thinks that you're going to regret not getting into them, right? The same way that he says in 2017, people regretted their 2014, 2015, and 2016 decision to abandon Bitcoin for blockchain. He thinks that in 2021, people will regret their 2018, 2019, and 2020 decision to abandon tokens for equity. So this is a good thing, right? I mean, essentially he's saying that there are going to be some good tokens out there. So launching a new crypto-based protocol currently has a greater chance of failure than launching a blockchain startup. However, there will likely be more successful digital asset-based protocols in the long term than successful companies. So he says roughly, I'd say there are less than 50 tokens with real utility in existence, placing us at less than 2.5% of all of the cryptos listed on CoinMarketCap. But, you know, to be positive, 50 still provides plenty of inspiration to study and learn from. So that was another topic of discussion we had yesterday as well. You know, utility versus security, and, you know, which coins will outperform Bitcoin, etc. So that is just stuff to keep in mind as well. We also have another bill, this time from Rhode Island, that would exclude blockchain tokens from state security laws. The bill was introduced in the legislature on February 27th. So the bipartisan bill, which is H5595, proposes a series of amendments to the Rhode Island Securities Act, under which, quote, a developer or seller of an open blockchain token shall not be deemed the issuer of a security should certain conditions be met. So they say the token must be used for a consumptive purpose. Okay, this is exclusively exchangeable for the receipt of goods, services, or content, including rights of access to goods, services, or content. So that is just good news moving forward. And guys, before we get out of here, I just want to ask you a question. I had a lot of questions that were coming in all week about crypto taxes. You know, I didn't really have plans on making a video about crypto taxes, but if you think it's something of interest, if you're really like, you just don't know what you're doing, there are certain guys I can have come on the channel, and if you want to know, you can check that out. Or there was this Reddit post right here, pretty good starting ground, so I'll drop that below if you're interested. But let me know if you want to learn how to do crypto taxes, and we could probably put something together for that. And yeah, if that doesn't kind of make you happy before we go, check out this Camry with the license plate Bitcoin with a 1 for the I. So that is pretty awesome moving forward. Also, before we get out of here, I just want to say thank you for everyone that entered the Pivx swag bag. 456 entries, not bad, not massive, not bad, but for everyone that did enter, we are going to do the giveaway. Crypto Candor is taking care of it, and I will let you guys know as soon as I have confirmation as to when that is happening. Obviously, you know it's over because the new issue of the blockchain brief currently is out. This is the March issue, literally just dropped. And if you guys are interested, there is a free preview. We have 21 pages if you guys want to check it out. This is it right here. You could just literally scroll through it, and it's a lot of free content right here. And if you guys like what you see, you can sign up for the actual blockchain brief itself. You know, it's only $5 a month. It's a really cool magazine. It kind of supports a lot of us content creators out here. And yeah, it's pretty like user or beginner friendly, I guess, you know. So definitely check that out. Also, guys, thank you so much for everyone that's been like giving me Brave browser tips lately. You guys are definitely using it. So this is awesome. I love to see it. Maybe that's why Brave token's going up, because people are actually using it. Hey, you see how that works? So thank you so much for that, guys. If you haven't downloaded Brave Browser yet, you can use my referral link below. You'll get $5 in Brave Browser tokens to use on the platform. And also shout out to everyone that has been also supporting the channel by keeping your ledger safe, keeping your crypto safe on ledgers. Also, you can use my referral link. That does help the channel out. But, you know, I can't keep the cat in the bag any longer. So I got some stuff. Yeah, I got some brand new Ledger Nano S's to give away next week, guys. So stick around for that. You'll see what's going on with that. And then hopefully when the Ledger X comes out in 20 days, I'll be giving some of those away as well. But yeah, if you guys want to just, you know, you can use my link, or if you want to try to win one next week, you can. So that's what we'll be doing. So stick around for that. It's going to be fun. And that's it, guys. So thank you so much for coming back to the channel on this Saturday. Hope you're enjoying your day. As usual, you know, we just can't seem to get out of not only crypto winter, but actual winter over here in New York. It is snowing yet again. So I'm looking forward to spending my afternoon shoveling my sidewalks. Not really. That being said, I want to say thank you so much for everyone that's been liking, subscribing, commenting. If it's your first time, definitely get subscribed, hit the bell notification. Love to see you in the chat. Love to have a conversation. And that's it, guys. That's it for me today. So thank you so much. My name is K-Dub. This is Crypto Zombie. Until next time, stay crypto and peace out.